my name is Jason and thanks for tuning in today to my channel. I'm going to be doing something a little different today. I thought it would be interesting to build a Lego set. Now, as a young kid, I grew up on Legos. It wasn't a Christmas or birthday that didn't go by where my parents didn't buy me Legos. But when I grew up in my 20s and 30s, I hadn't picked up Legos. The price of them been kind of skyrocketed. But I recently got kind of back into the hobby here in my early 50s, and for Christmas, my wife bought me this Death Star Trench Run diorama. It's actually the second one that she's bought me. She bought me the Dagobah Jedi training set, which I still haven't built yet either. This one is about 660 pieces, give or take, where the Jedi training one on Dagobah is about 1,000. So I thought it'd be interesting to just sit here and build this and video it and kind of talk at the same time with you guys. And I don't know how long this is going to take me. I might break this up into one or two, multiple episodes. I don't know if I'll get this all done in one episode today. So if you do like it, please go ahead and leave me a comment in the comment section below after this video. And then if I get enough likes or interest in it, I'll go ahead and build the Dagobah one for you. And also, before we get right to the build, I just want to kind of tell you about my other channel. I am a geek at heart. I do like playing board games, card games, painting miniatures, and everything kind of around that hobby. So you can visit my other channel, Pips-N-Chits, which I think I'll post this video there as well. So it'll be in two different places. And again, same thing. If you're into that kind of hobby, go check out my channel there, where you can see me do solo playthroughs of a lot of current card and board games there, and a lot of fun over at that channel. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get down to the table and open this up, and let's start building. All right, here we are at the table. Let's go ahead and open the box up. Sorry about the glare here. Hopefully that when we get it out of the box, the glare won't be so bad. So let's go ahead and open up the package. There is a little bit of a thumbprint here on the side. So let's see what we have here. And, all right, let's put the box aside. We have bags 4, 3, 5, 1, 2, and 6. So let's set the bags aside for right now. Let's do 5, 6, let's see, 4, 3, 2. We have some, imagining these are going to be our base plates here. We have our manual, and we have bag number 1. So before we get into this, let's go ahead and see what we have here. Well, we have a little bit of a looks like lore, outmaneuvering Darth Vader, a 3D action experience, and we're going to get right, what shows us what we do with the bags. So it looks like bag 1 is we're building the base. Bag 2 looks like some details, mostly details here. Bags 2 and 3 details for the diorama base. 4 looks like the back wall, and 5 more of the back wall, and 6 actually putting the starships aside. So let's go ahead and empty out the contents of bag number 1. Okay, and it looks like we have another smaller bag here. And we have like a, well, I wouldn't say it's silk screen, but printed the Star Wars logo here. So let's go ahead and just dump that out. This is the traditional Lego multi-tool that you use to take bricks off. let's get right into it. All right, so I'm looking for a long piece. That looks about right. Right? Does that look? And it looks like we want to go 4 in. So we should have 4 on either side of this. Right? That looks about right. And then we want to add this as our base right here. And why did that say 2? I'm just going to look at this as 2. No, I don't see anything exciting there. Okay, so we're going to flip it over and add some more pieces here. So we want 2 more of these super long pieces. And looks like 2 more. These are slightly shorter. Yeah. And then even 2 more shorter still. Let's get this out of the way. And we want 2 2x3s. So let's find the other 2x3. Here we go. All right, so we're going to flip this bad boy over and assemble as such. So put that there. There. Looks like we have, imagining the super long ones go on the outside, it looks like. Yeah, I'm imagining so. Okay. So I'm kind of excited my wife got these for me. We've been watching Lego Masters on TV, and it's kind of a fun little show. It gets a little hokey at times, but I'm always impressed at the creativeness of some of their contestants that are on that show. And I just remember picking up, my first Lego sets were in probably the mid 70s. Well, I was born in 1970, so my earliest recollection is getting Lego sets. My grandparents at the time bought me an old Lego fire station and police station. This is way before the more current minifigures and stuff like that. And I remember just having a ball with those things. And then in the early 80s, I guess maybe the mid 80s, they had the space themed stuff was coming out, and I got a lot of the space themed stuff from my parents for both Christmas and birthdays. And somewhere down at my parents' house, probably up in the attic, I don't think they threw anything away, but somewhere there I should have a ton. And when I say a ton, probably a lot of boxes of Legos that I could pass on maybe someday to my own grandchildren or something like that. But I'm always amazed at how far Lego has also come in the last few years. I guess I didn't really pay attention for a while of how detailed Legos have gotten with all the moving parts and Technic and so much more detail. The Legos that I remember when I started building Legos as a young kid was they just had more or less traditional shapes. Like you have these plates, and of course you had this kind of stuff, but all the rounded off stuff, the things with like holes in them and details and wild colors and shapes and rounded off objects. There wasn't too many of those things. You had to deal a lot more with your imagination. Let's see, it looks like I put a 4 there. And man, I just loved making those things. And of course, your imagination takes over and you end up building just wild creations there. And there was a lot of times that once I built things, I was so proud of them. It killed me almost to tear them apart and build something else out of them. But I used to integrate them in a lot of my other play styles. So again, I in the early 80s, I was really into GI Joe action figures from Hasbro, and I couldn't always afford, or my parents couldn't always get me. They did the best they could, and they got me a lot. But every once in a while, I didn't have vehicles. So guess what? I would build Lego vehicles for my characters, and more so, I was really into the bad guys. So Cobra ended up getting a lot of vehicles. Now these are interesting pieces. I just noticed these. These are like 1x2 something, but they have these like little studs on the side, which I imagine there's going to be something that gets mounted on the side right there. That's pretty cool. So anyway, it's a day off today for me. I'm actually here at home, and my wife right now is visiting her mother in Colorado, and my wife's family all pretty much lives in Colorado. She's got a brother that lives out there and his family, and oops, I messed up already, so I shouldn't put these four here. She also has two sisters, two twin sisters, identical twin sisters, that live out there. And so she's visiting them. I opted not to go this year because it's snowing, and we also have a dog, and I didn't want to leave him by himself or try to find boarding for a couple days, and plus I work. So I didn't take the time off. We're going to go see family probably in July of this year. So I'll take my time then and visit everyone. So here we are at these little grill pieces now. So not these ones. I should have 6 of those. There's 4 and there's 6. And that's exactly what these little studs are for. Right here on the side, it looks like. Right there. And we'll do one right there. And 2 on this side. And while I'm building here, what else can I tell you? Well, it's been a little cold. I live in California, Southern California, but I still not a big fan of the cold. And I'm sure some of you that may be watching this are probably dealing with snow outright. I actually have a small oil heater here in my office where I'm kind of building this because it has been in the 40s overnight. And even though we have some insulated windows here at my house, it's still like overnight. I don't like to turn the heater on at nighttime, and it has been really cold. So cold, in fact, that my thermostat, when I get up in the morning and go downstairs, it's been about anywhere 63, 64 degrees. And so I've been have this little oil heater. It looks like a little radiator here in the office that I've currently turned on just to keep the temperature up. So let's see, we have 2 of these things, and we should have 9 of these. And gosh, believe it or not, pretty easy. We're almost done with bag number 1. And is there 9 of these? 2, 4, 6, 7. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, okay. It looks like I got 9 of them here. And go ahead and put these on. So if I had to build Legos today, now I love the Star Wars things, and my brother-in-law, well, he's actually married to my wife's sister, so brother-in-law by marriage, I guess you could say. he also builds Legos. He happens to be a pilot for, I believe, United Airlines. And when he's home with his family, generally he buys the large sets too, kind of like he buys the large Star Wars sets and mainly the ships. He just shared with me he built the one of the episode 1 Star Destroyers. I believe it's called the Venerator class. And I've been out to his house in Colorado there, and he has, one of the A-wings, and he's got, one of the earlier X-wings. And, but I just can't afford them. I mean, I think with my other hobby, which I kind of alluded to at the beginning, I do a lot of board games and painting, and Lord knows I've spent a ton of money on those so to start back in the Legos and looking at these sets and purchasing more. Okay, so we're on the bag number 2. We had this discussion. Actually, I had this discussion with my wife the other day. I mean, some of those larger ships now, they're like $400, $500, and as much as I would like to have those, this is kind of a treat. I don't know. Depending on how this hobby goes right here, or this like little build, maybe I'll switch gears and start back into Legos at this point. Let's get these little bags open. Boy, there's a lot of small parts, and they're all gray color. So, I just got to pay attention here that we got all the parts. Now, it's not uncommon to occasionally have a few additional things. Lego, I think I saw a thing online once where they measure these bags out by weight, and sometimes, and I don't know how it works out, but sometimes you might have a couple of extra pieces in there, and so you're looking at the manual like, hey, well, why do I have this extra piece? Don't worry about it. Just be thankful that you got those extra pieces. You can use them in a different build. But I'll tell you what, Lego is really good at replacing parts. Now, I'll admit this, I did build a building not too long ago, and they had a bag mislabeled. And I didn't know this, but apparently it was known that the bags were mislabeled, I guess in the Lego community, if you follow them online. And I'm trying to find a piece and I can't seem to find right now. Let's see. I'm just kind of scooting through. Okay. And long story short is if you write Lego, they have a wonderful online like customer service department. No questions asked. You just fill out, you sign up your account and you let them know like, hey, this is what I'm building. These are the pieces that I'm missing. They will send them to you. And I ran into that problem. And the only disappointment was I had to wait 2 weeks. It did take about 2 weeks, but no questions asked. They didn't write me back and say, hey, are you sure? Look at the serial number or the lot number of that box and let us know. They're just like, nope, what pieces are you missing? And we'll send them to you. And they did. And that was pretty nice. Now, I'm sure some people take advantage of that. Hopefully not, but I guess it wouldn't surprise me if people did. Okay, so I got all these little pieces out based on what's showing up here. And according to this, we're going to put them out on the back here. And I guess this is going to be where we will eventually mount the back wall. And so let's see, let's get this. This one is kind of turned backwards here. And I like these ones, these bricks with the little holes in them. little T-bar. I imagine something plugs into those. And let's see, get that. So yeah, we're already onto bag number 2 here. And let's see, make sure that everything looks pretty uniform. Okay, so I'm off somewhere here. Oh, this piece does not. I just said uniform, and I just realized it is not uniform. So that 2 goes there, and this 4 goes there. And so we have a 1 here, this 4, and then this 1. So it kind of looks like that. Let me tilt it a little bit to an angle so you guys can see. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the page. We are actually, for those following along, I am now on page 20, and now we're getting into some odd shape stuff, some shapes I've never seen before in my Lego experience. And boy, okay, so I need 1 of these. I got this one. I'm looking for another triangular piece. Looks like this. I want a little 1x2 there. And I want 2 more of these little smooth 1x2s. And I don't know what the actual names are. I'm just, for all I know, they might have a specific name that I'm not aware of. Okay, so it looks like we're going to actually start detailing here some of the Death Star trench. So, excuse me, I'm just following along here. And this kind of reminds me, I don't know why, but Kenner, before they became Hasbro, or Hasbro bought them out, remember the old Kenner Star Wars action figures in the early, or I guess mid-70s, it would have been around 77. Sears had a play set. It was the Droid Factory play set, where you just had a bunch of random parts, droid parts, and you just kind of built things with no real schematic. You could try to build a generic R2-D2, and a couple other droids that it was on a brown injection molded base with a little ramp on it, and you had a bunch of like little connecting parts. This, I don't know why, that just kind of popped in my head regarding building something like this. And let's see here. All right, so what do we have? We've got this round piece. Looks like it's going right there. Okay, wow, that took me a second to pop that in. And we've got, let's see, this little edge piece right there. And this. And it looks like we have this one piece goes here. And now we have these four cross things. Oh, it looks like they go right in front of these other ones. So we have 2 there and 2 there. All right. And let's go ahead and move to the next page. Oh, look at this. Now we've got a pink piece. Pink piece. Then we have this orange piece. And looking for, so I need 2 of these. So if anyone's watching this and really knows their Legos inside and out, I have a question. And I actually posed this to my brother-in-law and wanted to know if he knew the answer. And he had a pretty decent theory about it, but I'm not quite sure if that's the actual answer or not, but I noticed in some of these Lego sets that, especially like the Star Wars ones, looking at the manuals, the ship manuals, the infrastructure or the actual the structural support of some of the ships, like the the Star Destroyer, has very odd colored bricks. Like I want to say that some of the bricks inside, and of course, when you build it up, everything else kind of hides it, so you eventually wouldn't see those bricks. They're, again, more or less just the support structures inside. But why are they wild colors? Like, I've seen blue and orange and like red and brown things in the support structure, and I always wonder, well, why don't they just build gray? Or why? I mean, what's the story behind that? I really don't know. So, if anyone out there knows why Lego has these different color blocks or bricks for their supports, I'd be interested to know. Well, this is an odd one. This almost looks like a baseball home plate. It's kind of got that, it's a little long, elongated on one side, but that's an interesting piece right there. We have 3 of these little flat 1x1s right there. And this, I want 1 of those, and now I want 1 of these. And I want 2 more of these kind of flat ones with a little bit of design on them. And does it actually say Lego in there? I'm looking at this. I think that says, even with my glasses, it's hard to see, but I think that there's right in the little indentation there, I think it actually says Lego. Okay, so looks like we're building out more of the design here. So 1, so 2, and 3, and 4 right there. And get these flat pieces in. I'm surprised my dog isn't in here right now. You know, my wife, as I said earlier, she went to go visit her family, and when she went to go visit the family, I've been taking care of our little miniature schnauzer. His name is Oliver. And the last couple of days, he has been so needy, hasn't left my side, wants to be in every room that I'm at. If I have to use the restroom, he's outside the door. If I'm in the kitchen, he's right there. If I'm on the couch, he's right there. He was actually here with me earlier today, but he actually just kind of stepped out. I think I'll take him for a walk later when it warms up just a tad bit more. And I have to go out anyway. I have to get him some more dog food. We ran out this morning, so I have to get him some new stuff here. Okay, 2 more of these ones here. I'm interested about the design process of this model too, because who sat here, you know, whatever Lego designer or engineer said, okay, let's just take all these like random pieces, all different shapes, and, you know, just kind of arrange them in a way that makes it look like it could be the Death Star. So let's see here. We've got, just trying to go, looks like we're working on this middle section here. So we've got 1, 2, and 3 right there. And now we've got this one here and this one here. Yeah, it just seems kind of very random. And not that that's a bad thing. Sometimes randomness creates some really interesting things, but Again, I'd like to know what the design process was specifically for this diorama here. All right, so got this middle section. Oh, I guess we're still doing middle section here. So now we've got these little interesting ones. So we've got a 1, and oh, these are kind of cool. These like, oh, that's not what I thought it was. It's kind of like a little dome piece. There's the second one. So I want one of these dome pieces here, and I want one of these flat circles. Okay, so we show one of them going here, and we show this one here, and we have one here, and it shows a second one, but I can't really tell. Does it go behind here? Maybe the next page. Well, I'm not going to push this in just yet. Let's go to the next page and see. Oh, wow. Okay, now we're getting a little complex here, but let's look at this. Okay, yeah. It looks like, according to page 27, instruction 21, that, yeah, it shows 2 of these right here. Okay. So going back, now we're on page 26, and let's look at these interesting builds here. So I want this. I want to put a top thing on that. And I want this 1x2 below. Okay. All right, so that's one piece. Now, let's see, I need this and a circle, like so. That's an interesting piece too. And we kind of want to flip it and put it like such, right there. Okay. Now, instruction 19, I want one of these. I want 2 of these. Wow, that's, I don't know what these ones are. Boy, really interesting pieces here. Okay, we want one of these and another flat circle. Okay, let's see if I can get this right the first time. So the way this is angled, you know, they kind of show this 3D rendering here at a slightly isometric angle. So I'm just trying to recreate that here. So I got 3 pieces. Oh, and then now we want another one. So this one actually plugs into that one. Oh, that's interesting. And we want to put a cap on that, like so. And then it says push that on top of this, but it's showing this brick backwards. So, okay, like so, I guess. Square it up a little bit. And then we want this gray head and another flat circular piece, and that now goes on top. Okay. Oh, interesting. So now on page 20 or 27, instruction 21, we're going to flip this, and this is going to go all the way towards the back here. Cool. And oh, how neat. Look at that. So I have to point this out. So it actually is very flush. If you can see that, I'm going to use this pen here to point it out. This piece at an angle is flush to that 45-degree angle there. That's pretty slick. And that little 1x circle underneath, kind of maybe a little bit of a support piece under there. Kind of hard to see, but it's definitely buried back in there. Okay. And let's see, moving on. Next page, we are on page 28. And now we're just more detailed stuff. So we have one. Okay, let's put these off to the side so I know what pieces I'm looking at. So I want this and another circle, and I want the light gray. I think I want the light gray. Yeah, it's only light gray, and I want this one piece right there in this L shape, and well, I don't know what this is an interesting shape right here. Oh, yep. Okay, so we want that. So on this lantern looking thing, we want to put this ball there, and looks like right there, and this circle. Where does that go? That goes on the front, it looks like, of this thing. Oh, that's kind of cool. All right, and what else are we doing here? Okay, we're adding on to this, so we want to put that there in this L shape here, which is nice because this L shape goes over the seam, so we get a little additional support there. And we're going to put that there, and it looks like this 3, so I should have 4. Yes, I do. I have 4 behind right there. Okay, I want one of those, and now I want 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's get this pen out of there. You guys don't want to see that pen. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to build a box, it looks like, and it's going to go right around here. We're going to push this circular thing right there. And there we go. Right, just like that. Okay, turning the page. All right, let's see. We want this 1x4, and we want this long, I don't know, sprocket looking thing. And 1 of these. And now we want a dark gray piece. And now there's a second sub-assembly here. So that goes there. We have this piece goes there, and now this piece is sticking out at a 90-degree angle, and that is going to go right there. All right, looks like we're in the home stretch of bag number 2, so we want 4 of these dark gray angle things. There's 4 of them, and we want this and this circular piece. This is an interesting circular piece. I wonder, I mean, this can't just be for the Death Star. This has to be a piece for another set. I wonder what it is. I mean, it's got some notches around it. It looks like it's kind of leveled, or there's kind of a tiered infrastructure in there. And this is the back side of it. Yeah, that's an interesting piece. I'd like to know the story behind that piece, where that's from. Okay, so we want 2 of these and 2 of those. I'm hoping I can find some royalty-free Star Wars music, because I'd like to maybe put that on as, you know, during this build here, some fantasy music that you can kind of be the backdrop for my overly nasal voice, and something to listen to. But I know YouTube is they're really stringent on licensing for music. So if you don't give people credit, or their algorithms, they're deemed that the music has been copyrighted, they have no problem taking your video down, and I understand why. So, but I would like to have some epic science fiction music, a la Star Wars, of some sort playing in the background as I build this. Okay, and then this piece goes on top. Oh, neat. Okay, and it goes in here, but it kind of looks like it kind of goes at an angle. So instead of just straight down on top here, it looks like we're turning this like kind of 45-degree angle. Oh, that's kind of neat. Right there. Okay, so let's flip this by. And we're getting to our last few pieces here. 1 and 2, and we will need 3. There's 1, 2, and 3 there, and another circular piece there. I think it's this one. This one's kind of hard to tell. Is it this one or is it this one? I'm going to assume it's this lighter gray one. Yeah, that circle looks a little bit bigger there. All right, so looks like we're building out this front area here, design-wise. Okay, so looks like we have 1 and there, and we have this circle there, this, and this smooth 2x4 flat piece right there. And okay, so I'm on page 33, and we have another small little kind of build of something. So I have this piece, and it's showing, oh, I guess it's that one and a 1x1. Okay. And just kind of looking, oh, okay, so we have this piece goes right there. And this little bracket thing goes right there on top of that. And then we have a 1x1 goes, oops, I'm shedding here. I got a piece of hair in this build. But I guess I'm lucky. I'm 53 and still have pretty much a full head of hair. All right. Turning the page. What do we have left? We've got a couple big chunky chunks left. I'm imagining we're going somewhere up front. Okay. So we got this large piece here. And let's see, we want this, and we want that chunky piece and that, and we want 2 of these and 4 of these. So imagining it's these last 4, and that's our leftover pieces here. Okay, so put that on, and where does that go? That goes, it looks like that goes right here. Kind of hard to tell in this picture, but yeah, it looks like it butts up against that. Okay. And then we want to go ahead and build the rest of this out. So this piece goes here, and this big chunky piece goes right there. I love how those just sit really flush like that. That's cool to me. Okay, we get these 2 pieces in, and it looks like these 2 go right up front. And with these 2 last ones there, that's going to overlap one right there and go right there. Okay. Couple last pieces. So we've got 1 and 1 and the circular piece. And it is showing that The smooth top goes on top of that. And it plugs in right there. And this circular piece goes right there. And we have these extra. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so I'm going to set these pieces off to the side because it's saying go to bag number 3. So we're pretty much done with bag numbers 1 and 2. And it looks like I have a few extra pieces left over. So maybe off camera I will go back and check, but I think this might be a good place to stop right now. I think we're, I don't know, just about at the 45-minute mark, and we've gone through 1 or 2 bags. It'd probably be good to break this up, maybe thinking maybe 3 episodes. Maybe bags 1 and 2 will be this episode. Maybe bags 3 and 4 will be the next episode. It'll probably be a little bit shorter because I won't have the long introduction. And then 5 and 6 will be, you know, the 3rd episode. So yeah, we finished off here. If just kind of show you guys where we're at, I'm going to lift this up to the camera. Sorry again about the glare. Oop, I'm going to pull this forward just a tad. This is, you know, the base of our diorama right now. Bags 1 and 2 of the Death Star Trench Run. Come back and, or I should say, stay tuned and check back in a couple days, and hopefully we'll have episode number 2 up.